was like the nightmare was coming true.
Some were taken by complete strangers.
I went crazy.
Others by friends and relatives.
She didn't have to be killed.
Some cases ended tragically. For others, there is no end in sight.
Without closure, the case is sitting on a shelf.
And they all happen right here on our islands of Aloha. You are watching Hawaii's Missing Kids, Forgotten Faces, and Unsung Heroes.
Peter Kema, Kahealani and Dredgenal, and Jazel Lee. Their names and faces bring back horrific memories of missing kids here in Hawaii. We will be revisiting those cases, but there's also thousands of others that go missing every year here in Hawaii, many of which you've never even heard of. We begin tonight with a family that knows heartbreak all too well. They lost their daughter. But through their pain and suffering, they have helped to recover other missing kids here in Hawaii. We're talking about the family of Maile Gilbert. A few weeks ago, they shared a very private moment with us, and tonight we share it with you.
I knew that's where I wanted to put her ashes was out at Coconut Island, and my son, who was 8 at the time, said, "Dad, I'd like to have some of her ashes." And when I asked him why, he said, "Well, I know where she'd like to be." And I said, "Well, where's that?" And he said, "Well, out at Coconut Island, where you take us to play." So I says, "Well, son, you can have all the ashes."
And that is how Coconut Island became Maile Gilbert's final resting place. For the past 18 years since her murder, the Gilberts have visited Maile at this sacred location. On this day, the Gilberts invite us to join them.
I enjoy going out there. Sometimes it's easier than others.
Today is not one of the easy ones, as the Gilberts share the heartbreaking story of Maile's abduction and murder.
I remember pretty much everything. I remember...
We had a family party every year from the time my son was born.
I remember us playing out front the night it happened.
Everybody at the party was auntie or uncle to my children, except for this one guy.
We didn't even realize she was gone. We were just still playing.
About 9 o'clock, I guess, 8:45, I looked around and just Maile was gone.
He called and told me to come over.
So we started searching for her, and
I said, well, you know, I just got home, just got my uniform off. I don't really want to go anywhere.
I had a nightmare 2 weeks prior to it all happening.
Okay, it's not a party, and I'm thinking, okay, what's wrong?
It was like the nightmare was coming true.
It was horror.
It was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning when I felt an emptiness. It was like I felt her leaving.
The next morning, police found Maile's body in a shallow grave.
When I told my wife, she collapsed in my arms. The look on her face was horrifying.
As we approach Maile Point, there's an awkward sense of nervousness and excitement. The Gilberts visit Maile's grave a few times every year. It's one of the many ways they've kept Maile's memory alive.
I feel sad sometimes, but I like to be able to come out here and just cruise. Sometimes me and my friends come out on their boat sometimes and pull up over here and hang out here every now and then. Just say hi.
Scott was 8 years old when Maile was killed. None of the other Gilbert children were born yet.
They've grown up with Maile differently because, you know, like on her birthday, she still has a birthday cake, and we light the candles, and they just help blow them out for her.
Because my mom always tells me the story, so I kind of just like try to envision like how she felt, and I kind of feel what she feels when she comes out here.
And it's hard, but you learn. I guess you don't get over it. You learn to live with it.
I always remember that life goes on, I guess.
Yes, life will never be the same for the Gilberts, but there's always a little comfort knowing Maile is only a boat ride away.
And that's where she is now, out at Coconut Island, looking out towards the mountains, and she sees the sunset every night.